Okay, so dear Dhamma practitioners, this is our ongoing meditation session. And be comfortable yourself and relax your body. So once we get connected with our other students, we're ready to start the session for today. Okay, so dear Dhamma practitioners, this is our ongoing meditation session. Be comfortable yourself and relax your body. And keep your back straight, neck head straight in one line, and your right palm on your left. So gently close your eyes and bring your attention to this bell sound. And while you're focusing to the sound, mentally relax your body, relax your mind, and relax your breathing with your thoughts. So do nothing extra. Just follow the sound, please. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Exalted One, the fully Enlightened One. So, dear Dhamma practitioners, before we start our practice session, as usual, we'll take few minutes to understand how this practice will help for us to develop our understanding regarding meditation, and at the same time, how you can apply this to your day-to-day life or your conventional life. So that not only that conventional development we need, and out of this conventional practice, how we can take it to our spiritual development. So you have to know this. So that's why every day we try to open different path and open different windows to understand this. Even attaining to the Nibbana or attaining to enlightenment or attaining to liberation is not only one technique. There are many ways that you can get into that. But still you have to come to understand impermanence, unsatisfactory nature, and selflessness. That is the foundation, but getting to that foundation, you can take many different methods. So then one of the important thing then you have to remember when you practice, keep that openness inside you. At the same time, give your best, but you have to to be free from your own practice, not to become biased, not to become a debtor, not to hold it to what you practice. So this quality you can find only in the Buddha's teaching. That is why it is very important for yourself to become very clear with this. Because most of the time we see, so whatever we believe, whatever we practice, and whatever we learn, whatever we know, and we take it as a kind of like a very permanent method. We don't like to question it. We don't like to investigate it. We don't like to look into it. We always just hold it. So that's why in the Buddha's teaching, it is very important, whatever the faith you have, the faith is important. Trust, the confident conviction is important, but always you have to have the wisdom with next to it. So without wisdom, there is no valid faith in practice. So here in this method, you have to remember the world is belong to your six senses. There is nothing beyond these six senses: eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind. Whatever you experience and whatever you think, whatever you do, whatever you dream, whatever your imagination, whatever your creation, everything limited to these six senses. So there is nothing beyond that. Basically, you have to understand it. And once you know that six senses, eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, always have ability to experience from the present moment. So especially the mind has ability to remember, remind, but all other five senses, eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, has ability only access to the present moment. So when your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body access to this present moment, what happens? You start to take it and filter in certain ways. So how you gain this? Through the form, feeling, perception, volition, and recognition. That is how you absorb it. So this form, feeling, perception, volition, recognition, we take as me. I am. This is the entire system. There's nothing beyond that. So then, even though there are five categories, form, feelings, perception, volition, recognition, we can't just see it as kind of like five things. Five ways of experience, because it all entangle, overlap each other, connect, harness each other. So because of that, we can't see this. There are five things. The form, the physical structure, and at the same time, even though there is a physical, when it comes to feelings, the feelings is completely different way of that understanding and behavior. And the perception the same. the volition, or the mental formations, or the cankers, or the mental factors. So those are, it has a different character. And the consciousness has a different character. Volition, so the recognition has a different character. So your body, your physical part, do one thing, and then it transforms the information to feelings, and the feeling transforms it to the perception, and it transforms to the volition, and volition bring the recognition. So this moment by moment with your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, always create form, feeling, perception, volition, and recognition. It's like a loop. It's kind of like a flux. There's no breakthrough. There's no gap. It's like the water and the waves. So that you see the waves, but it all happen in the same current, in the water. Same like your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, in the same water, in that there are waves happen, form, feeling, perception, volition, recognition. So today I'm going to give you an exercise to experience this little bit. And so when the mind becomes sharp and clear, you are capable to separately recognize this. You are capable to understand the form separately, feelings, volitions, recognition, perception separately. One thing is your mind needs to be slowed down, calm down. Another thing is, another way we call it tranquility state. So when it comes to this tranquility state, we call it like a samadhi. So getting to samadhi, we need the mindfulness. So this is very important then. Mindfulness here is another way of understand what is mindfulness mean. You have to remember that where your attention, once you are capable to recognize, to see, once you have the ability to put your attention to your attention, okay, once you are capable to be mindful about what you're mindful, then you see your intention, where are your mind heading? And then there is a method that you have to develop to develop this tranquility state or the samadhi. So it kind of like bring everything together. That means bring the mind together and put it to place into where it want to be. Bring the mind together and place where it want to be. Once it do that way, it should be free from distractions, from thoughts, feelings, perceptions. So that is the very composed or the samadhi or the tranquility mind, just to give you an idea. When you are capable to know yourself, where your attention or where your mindfulness, and bring everything together, place it to something, and then be there without getting distracted by your own inner thoughts, feelings, perception. So once you have that ability, you are capable to experience this form, feeling, perception, volition, recognition, little by little separately. So what is the exercise here? This is what. So now you watching this and hearing this. And while you are watching, so with the screen or whatever if you're hearing, just see there is a gap in between you and the screen. You never put attention to that gap. There's a space. But from the beginning, before I tell you that, you didn't have that idea. You just kind of like a seeing, and it's kind of like you are with it, but you are not there. So the hearing the same. So what you hear is whatever the sound is somewhere, but when it comes to you, you feel kind of like you are with it. See that, always see the gap. When you experience with your eye, you can do it practicing. You can practice with the eye especially, and with the ear also, and see the separately the object and the subject, and at the same time see the space. Experience the space. And it takes time. So that ability, if you develop to your eye, then ear. So then you use it to nose, like when there is a smell come, any aromas. So it's kind of like it's everywhere, but sometimes there is a gap from the place to your nose, that whatever that the beginning point. So see that and have that, deeply observe it. And then when you observe like that, in that gap, your mind start to create a kind of like an empty space. That is where the observer, the experiencer becomes separate from the object. When the mind has that ability, because mind need to get used to that, to be separate from the object. Otherwise, we kind of like, we always object and subject we bring together. And that is where our dream state, we are dreaming, our imagination is so powerful to be with it rather than the very real life. But you have to understand that you can, from birth to death, you can 100 years can live, and more than the realistic life, you can live with your imagination. There are a lot of people like that. We experience sometimes the very real life only maybe 10%, at the whole 80% our imagination. But you have to know, just imagine there is a picture, cheesecake. You see the picture, all details with this cheesecake. But that picture not going to give you the taste. You go to a hotel and then you get a menu, and there are some menus with the pictures. So when you see the picture, it doesn't cure your hunger. To cure the hunger, what you need to do, you can get some informations out of that picture, and then you have to order it, and after the order comes, you have to eat it. And it's sometimes, most of time, that whatever the picture that show you, it's maybe when it come to you and when you eat, it's totally different. It's a totally different. So listen this very carefully and try to absorb it and understand it. What I'm trying to bring it here. Because your imagination has the power to give some informations. You can live with it. Your dream state has the ability to give some informations. Maybe you are so comfortable with it. You are so safe with it. But the thing is, what you think is not the life. So the real life happens in the present moment. And it's a moment by moment experience. And there is no way that you can reverse and go back and get that experience. So, but if you caught up, if you get lost with your imagination or the mental picture, sometimes you lose this moment of real experience. So the most of time, as ordinary people, most of time, whatever you enjoy, look into yourself and see. It is very rare you give the attention to the moment of experience. If you can do it, you shift to a very different level. So whatever you do, most of time, you think about something else. Look into you. Look into yourself and see. Even when you're eating, or when you're doing something, when you have a party or enjoy with somebody or do whatever you do, always think. That is the current that you have to tackle. That is the mind you have to tackle, hijack. Because that's so powerful. This is what keep coming. And that is what take us to forward. So here, once you are capable to slow down the mind and start to recognize this form, your physical structure, feelings, and your body is separate and the feelings are separate. Even though it arises from the body, feelings are not the body. Once you get that, you are capable to go deeper into a little bit. So as example, you have some kind of pain on your shoulder. So sometimes if you don't have the awareness, you say, oh, my shoulder hurt. Your shoulder not hurt. So that means what you feel, you take as this part as the body. But if you able to see it very deeply, sometimes it comes from your spine. It's come from somewhere, and it's not the shoulder or everywhere you have the pain. No, it's maybe in one place, one muscle. So like that. Hand, leg. So when you say you have the leg pain, that doesn't mean your entire legs most of time. One place maybe. So you are capable to navigate. So that is important for yourself to know how this deeper mechanism happen. And the perception. So what we perceive, always, whatever come from outside, there is a part from inside us. We always categorize, frame. We are responsible for that. So when you see something and you always talk about it according to your own experience. You compare it. Just as example, there are few colors that you know, and if there is another color that you never experienced before, you have no idea about it. So then you may talk about things according to the knowledge that you have. So then the perception, you are responsible for the perception, not the world. That is the important part. Not the world. You are responsible. So then put the attention. When you have the perception, when you perceive something, don't think that that whatever the flowers, the trees, the clouds, so whatever you see, don't think it is there. No. There is something mixed here inside from you to define that whatever information. Another thing is the volition. It's not only that definition come from deeper level of, there are some roots that you carry within yourself as habits. That's how it comes. There are certain mental factors deeper in you, like your blueprint. You can't think beyond that in very conventional level, what I'm telling here. You can't think beyond that. You always think according to that roots level of your understanding. So that's why most of time out of this life, what we does, we nourish that roots through the form, feelings, the perception that what we experience. When it comes to the perception and the feelings, we transform it to, we overtake, we overlap it to according to these mental factors that we carry within ourselves related to the greed, hatred, or the delusion, loving kindness, compassion, the wisdom, empathy, jealousy, so that kind of things. And then out of that your recognition comes. So that is why it says we see through the desires. So the desire means what? Mental factors, perception, and the feelings, even that with even once it biased with the emotions, the feelings also. So the thing is this then, most of time on the shallow level of mind, what you experience can manipulated by your own deeper rooted habitual patterns. Think about it. So then that what you know is maybe not you know from the world. So really that what is happening in the outside world, what you know related only according to your experience and your comparison. Beyond that, you can't understand. So then is there any way that we can grow and come out of that layer? So the way is practicing like this, and first level have the mindfulness and develop it to tranquility state and have the awareness. And rather than and thoughts, feelings, perception, and with this thinking mind, settle down, learn to observe. So that is the ability that you carrying within yourself. That is the ability that as human beings that we have. Observe and recognize. So use it. Use it. And then you look into yourself and see what you, just for today, what you observe and recognize. Is there anything? Or just you go with your inside these mental factors and formations, perceptions. So whatever happen around us, it's not that much we give attention, because we always, that whatever happens, we take it the way we want. So that is where this our conventional life governs. That is where mostly our recognition work. So that's why we don't recognize things as it is. We recognize the world the way we want, the way we used to be, the way we like. So then it keep going, take us forward, 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 forward. So the stopping this inside you is a skill, because you have to slowly drop the desire. So once you settle down and observe a little bit, it will reduce the power of the desire, because the desire always arises with the thoughts. The desire empower, enrich, because when you start to keep thinking about it, the desire becomes stronger. But now you observe. When you observe, desire not going to become stronger. When you observe, your awareness going to become stronger. So that's how it works. So then remember yourself. And in day-to-day life, look into you. And when you do something, and even for children, and even you want to develop the creativity, teach them. Rather than think and understand, observe and recognize. It's going to take you to the very brand new, maybe, because thinking and understanding follow others' knowledge, the wisdom or the patterns, methods, very easy for us to think, because we used to think and we learn to think, we train to think, and then we can think like that, and other people do the same, and everything go the same. But thinking, observing and recognizing will take you to completely different method. And maybe eons by eons people, generations to generations people used to do something, but now you observe and recognize, you recognize this is wrong. This doesn't work. That's the power of you. That's make real who you are. So otherwise you can go and you can follow others and you can go with others, nothing wrong with it. Until you get tired, you can keep going with others. But when the day comes for you to To know this is enough, then what you need to do? Learn to observe and recognize. And that observing and recognizing with your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, and at the same time remember introspection, form, the physical structure, feelings, observe your feelings and recognize. Perception, you can go into deeper and you can see how you perceive. Volition, and you can see deeply from where the soul comes. And recognition, you can see your recognition. That's another way. Sometimes people say, oh, wow, oh, I understood this. So you are capable to know that. Only thing is your mind need to be sharp and clear. When you're hungry, you know you're hungry. It's not just the feelings. It's more than the feelings. Because feelings arise and disappear. But recognizing is different. So that's why start to learn. When you see something, see the gap in between you and that object. When you hear something, see the gap in between your object and the ear. Keep practice that. Put the attention to it. Be aware about the gap, not the object. So that will help you to slowly expand the ability to detach from this tangle object-subject experience. And let's give some training for yourself. Then with the form, feeling, perception, volition, recognition, you are capable to separately see this. That's why there are 5 things. Nothing beyond that. You cannot add anything to it. You can't take out anything from that. Only that 5. How about that? Why it say like that in Dharma? Because they saw it. The Buddha saw it. All the enlightened masters saw it. And they knew exactly. There are 5 things. Like, there are 6 senses. Eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind. Nothing else. That's it. 6, that's it. And the objects, that's it. 6 objects. Eye object, ear object, nose object, tongue object, body object, mind object. That's it. You cannot take anything out. You cannot add anything more. That's it. So then put the attention. There are 5 means. That means somebody saw that. Buddha saw there are 5. Why then you can't see? If you can't see, then Buddha never going to tell you. Form, feeling, perception, volition, recognition. Why Buddha told that? Because you can see it. So then what you need to do? Put some attention when you experience something. Then you see there are this always form, feeling, perception, volition, recognition. This is what create I am, or the self, or the soul. Not a permanent, unchangeable, concrete, solid, eternal something. So these 5 things together bring that moment of experience. And once you see that, it's kind of like a light arose from you. So little by little, when you practice, and don't get into it. And always remember to withdraw a little bit, withdraw a little bit. Even in the physical world, because we have desire to jump into it, withdraw from it, withdraw from it. When you try to eat something, oh, this is so good, don't jump into it. Withdraw from that, create a gap. Oh, this is so good, don't jump into it, withdraw from it. Still you're going to do, but step back a little bit. Like a high jump, you know. You just don't run. No, you step back and jump, you know, step back and run. You know, like that. Use it in day-to-day life for little things. Maybe you made a very nice coffee and or tea or whatever, you know, your smoothie and everything, and maybe something smells so good, or you want to eat. Now you are so, you know, excited to do this. This excitement destroy your inner peace. Remember that. For the moment, maybe you are so excited, but that at the same time trigger all the unhappiness, sadness, worry, disappointment, anxiety, depression, everything. Trigger. We are so excited. We waiting to be excited. That excitement ignite all your nerve system and everything and break it down. That natural process of your sympathetic and parasympathetic nerve system. That the body cannot cool down, body cannot keep the right temperature, because this excitement, it's kind of like a sabotage to this physical system. So if you are capable to withdraw from the excitement and take a step back and create a gap, and that is where you gain the balance. You gain the, it's kind of like a not controlling, you are capable to manage your inside. That's what you need. So then when you practice, you keep observing, suddenly your mind so excited to go somewhere. Sometimes your body so excited to move here and there. You keep it. Don't address to that excitement. Because if you keep going that way, very easily you can get sad. Very easily you get worried. Very easily you get unhappy. Very easily you get disappointed. So that's why equanimity come through this tranquility state of practice when you create this gap. So put it to practice in day-to-day life. So with that, let's get into practice a little bit. So your right palm on your left, neck head straight in one line. Be comfortable with your posture. So bring attention to your body and scan head to toes yourself and say Sopatveva, oh, may I be well and happy 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge. In this moment with this sitting, may my body become more comfortable, may my breath be more smooth, may no difficulties come to me, may all the success come to me. Also think for a moment, this is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime, and detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalation and exhalation. So in the beginning, deeply and gently, breathe in, breathe out 3 times and find the sensation, please. And allow your inhalations, exhalations happen itself. And when it happens through the sensation, recognize it. Do nothing extra. Bring your attention to your body, please. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire your compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe. Also as far as you can, through galaxies, other planets, stars. Reminding yourself like this. With clear intention, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe. And may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart forward. Visualize yourself and send it as a light. To your backside. Your left side. Into your right side. Downward. And upward. To all six directions at once. Like the moon, the sun, spread the light, spread the energy, without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it, with the maximum effort to the highest. Wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So first of all, we offer this practice to the great qualities of the Buddha, Dhamma and the Sangha. Also by the power of this meritorious deed, may all of us attain to the supreme bliss of Nibbana. May all your guardian angels and deities will receive these merits and increase their longevity and protect all of you from any kind of planetary influences or any ill effects. Ittavata chami sampadam punya sampadam sabbe devanumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhutanumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe sattanumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya Imaya Dhamma Dhamma Patipattiya Buddham Pujemi Dhammam Pujemi Sangham Pujemi Attaya Imaya Patipattiya Jati Jara Vyadi Maranam Paribunjisami Idammi Punya Kammang Asavakkaya Vahang Hotu Sabba Dukkha Pamunchatu. Bless you.